In the league.
I got them, wait.
Look at those beats. Serious. I guarantee. Serious. Come on.
Oh, you know these are. Better from you. Talk to the mics.
Any conditions.
Any conditions, any pitch.
Big free, I got a haircut for you.
Haircut what?
2 touch.
The back.
2 touch.
Let's go.
You got Pele boots on.
Reddish, you know. Hey.
Yeah, I'm all about my goals today, man.
Daniel blaming the floor again. Behind the scenes. Oakbourne.
I get called, I think goal.
Less than a mazza from you today. Nothing less.
Best player in the league.
Wow. Get your bolts in, innit, Max? That's why you play centre half. Real.
Might kill you, you know.
Hey, ref, how long we got, please? 10. Thank you.
10 delay.
No, cool, that's fine.
Because,
My jeez. The kids here. Come on. You don't miss them. Mix is here. Come on. The squad is here. The main ones are here. Come on. Yeah. Big man's did there. Come on. Which you decide which ones are the outtakes.
Oh, God, man.
You go man. First one, you know like that kid?
oh, man, no, listen, meet the manager.
Maybe best right back in the league shouts. No pressure.
Set the league now, you know.
Hey, come on, hey, I'm all for it.
Right, lads, everyone switch on then, yeah? 10 minutes till kick-off. Yeah? Everybody on it today, yeah? Yeah? Remember this ain't a fucking given, boys. It's against fucking Goalacticos just because they ain't won many games. Yeah? Make sure that you turn up with the same intensity that you've turned up with over the last few weeks. Yeah? This is another important step in our fucking quest to achieve what we want to achieve this season, yeah? No, we've never ever played them before, so, you know, this is new territory for them and new territory for us. But let them know what Highgate Hazelwell are all about, yeah? Don't think about how bad they are or anything, you think about what you do. If you do what you do, you turn up, you'll fucking beat them. It's just as simple as that, yeah? So the team today, lads, we're going to go 4-4-2, diamond 4 in the middle, yeah? Hayden left back, Gabs in goal, obviously. Hayden left back, Danny Owen Simon centre halves, Pass right back. 4 in the middle, Dan sitting. We got Roger on the left, Justice on the right, and Louis in the 10. And then the 2 up top, we got Troy and we got Mike. Yeah? Troy. Yeah? Tory, sorry.
Taking that one for free there.
Boys, in the last few weeks, even though we've won all the really important games, I think we've made them really hard because we haven't utilised the ball well enough, yeah? And we haven't killed teams off. So let's make sure we try and do that today, okay? Yeah? Make sure that we're using the ball in the right times. Make sure you're not shooting off balance and through the back of people. Make sure you're playing with your head up and you're using your options that are around you. Hayden, pass. I want you getting high. I want you getting wide. If they've gone on the outside of you, lads, give them the fucking ball. It's their job to then get the ball in the fucking box and pick out one of the options that's in there. Yeah? No one fucking holding onto the ball for too long today. No fucking Maradonas. It's not about you. It's about all of us. Yeah? 3 points. That's the most important thing today, boys. Yeah. Let's go.
Come on, boys.
We've got new Maradonas, we've got Pele's here.
Tell me what.
Kids and Highgate's in the change room now. So that's that. Obviously you've got two's coming in, and then obviously we've got Frank coming on, and that's coming a bit later. And that is the instruction of today. What I'm going to tell you about goalies and positions and whatnot now, yeah, I'll do it now, yeah, as soon as everybody comes in. But everyone knows where your positions are today, yeah. Alright, go in and that now, yeah, towards the week or markers, that's whatever it's on.
Gaff is here.
Give us 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. Stress.
You say, wait, part and parcel of being a manager on a Sunday, innit, bro?
Stress.
That's why I'm just the media man now.
Just look at this hair right now, just look at this hair.
Oh, if I turn this camera around,
no, look, give it 2 more years. And then it's great. Yeah.
What Rabona will roll your ankle. You know, like that, Kings? Like, you missed the roll your ankle. Fucking John Smith's have it. Best in the cup business. Did they?
Because we ain't played these up before.
Yeah, yeah.
We're on the carpet, but we always get 3 points. We're on a good run.
I hear that. I hear that. Yes, people, welcome back to Sunday League Settings with myself, Big Fazza. Now, this week in the Oakbourne and Coronation Prem, we've got title contenders Highgate and Hazelwell taking on bottom of the table Goalacticos FC. Now, less of me pattying. Let's get straight into the action. Now, ball played into that midfield with a decent interception there by Tariq, doing a job at left back today for Goalacticos. He goes driving down that left hand side, but Roger is putting pressure on him. Pass also comes over and lends a hand out. There's not enough support there for Tariq, and eventually Dan Butler comes away with a ball. Normally reassured in his passing, he plays a loose one into the midfield, and Goalacticos do come away with a ball. You got mix number 3, played out to that left back into the middle, but a bit of overplaying here by the Goalacticos boys. Ball's retrieved by Louis, plays Tory in. Keeper comes rushing out into no man's land, into the path of Mikey. 1-0, early doors to Highgate and Hazelwell. Now, flying at the blocks as they usually do, that's a great start for Highgate and Hazelwell. Not the start Goalacticos wanted. Now, shouts out to the best in the business, Ultimate Kings. I see you, bro. Now, there is a lot of talk about the best player in the league, and your man on the ball here, Justice, is definitely in for a shout. He's always consistent when he's playing, and as we all know, his techers on the ball is unreal. In possession once again, tries to play in Tory. Defender gets a touch on it, and it goes out for a corner. Now, from that resulting corner, the man who I call Mr. Consistent, Hayden Seymour, only goes and puts it out for a goal kick. Now, Roger, in the centre of the park, sprays one out to this left-hand side, just out of camera shot. Bounces off from Tory, plays it back up wide to Hayden. Hayden plays it inside to Louis. Justice is free on the 18-yard box. Mikey's peeled off the centre half. Chest. Lovely finish that is.
Run up, Mikey!
Justice, quality.
Who Rico?
Now, that's 2-0 to Highgate and Hazelwell. And this title challenge, I reckon it may go down to goal difference because all the 4 teams competing at the top, there's not much in it. But as we get back into the action, you got the man Roger on the ball once again. Outside the right foot pass here. Searching out Hayden. Miscontrols it, and it does go out for a throw-in. Now, just in front of the camera, ball picked up by Hayden. Plays a neat ball inside to Roger. Justice is peeled off the left back. Just overplayed, and it's scooped up by the keeper. Now, first 10 minutes of the game, it has been all a Highgate and Hazelwell. They've been comfortable in possession. There hasn't been too much tracking or closing down from the Goalacticos boys, as you can see now. So they're given time to play the ball around, looking for that one over the top and into the channel. This time, Mike is flagged offside. Now, you can play all the football you want, but sometimes it's quick and effective. One over the top works just as well. This time, Kid flicks it just over the bar. Now as James gets his footwear sorted and puts his flip-flops back on his feet, Danny O plays a decent ball into Tory, back out to Mr. Consistent Hayden, into Roger, lovely ball over the top, Rico flags it offside again, and it come close. Now on that far side, Justice picks up the ball, but fair play to Cams, sticks a foot in. It's only picked up again by Roger, who manages to skip round Cams, plays one into Mikey. I think he can get his shot away, but he tries to cut it back, but that's decent defending, that is in the end. Shot away, keeper saves it though. Now from that resulting corner, Justice whips one into the box, but Mix wants it more, does his defensive duties, and Goalacticos clear their lines. Now another ball driven to the far hand side by Justice. Decent control that is by Louis. Keeper caught out, Mikey gets his shot away, but Mix takes one to the face. Decent defending. Now in the latest episode of Now You See It, Now You Don't. Now you see it, now you don't. Decent footwork that is by Louis. Looking to get an angle to get his shot away. Eventually plays it out to Roger, who's got a couple of yards to get out his feet. He shoots, tame effort. You heard me say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. The one over the top seems to be working for Goalacticos. Kid gets his shot away, but Gabs is all over it. Intercepted by Butler. Now the boy Justice driving, skips past one, skips past two, gets an angle to get his shot away, keeper parries it, and it's a tap in for Mikey. I don't know what to say about Justice, man. The kid's unreal at times.
It's hard to argue against on this moment 4 minutes. What? It's hard to argue against it, man.
And as we welcome Mr. Dalma Yinshak Wits to the party, number 9 for Goalacticos goes and welcomes Louis to the game. Now from that throw-in, thrown into Cams, decent little 1-2 here with Highgate, onto his left foot, managed to get a decent shot away, but it's saved by Gabs. Now on that left hand side, Tariq is still causing that Highgate team some problems. It should have gone out for a corner, but the referee gives a goal kick in the end. And as we go back up the other end, Hayden tries to whip another ball in. Decent defending there by the number 5, I believe, for Goalacticos, and he goes out for a throw-in. Now some lovely little footwork here by Cams to knock it round Mikey. Earned himself a yard. He sees the runner Tariq on the left-hand side. One over the top. Gabs is in no man's land. Tariq knocks it round him. Goes and makes it 3-1.
Promo, lads. Got the promo.
Now Cam's ready to launch a long throw into the box. Got options with Kid at the front post. Now launched into the box. Kid gets a head on it. Could have gone anywhere. Now Roger on the ball. Cams fouls him, but referee plays on. Dan Butt with a cheeky outside of the foot pass into the path for Louis, but the keeper's off his line early doors.
I'm glad.
Now from that free kick, Cams whips one in. Kid gets a tame header on it, and that's easy for Gabs. Now, after getting that goal back, Goalacticos have got into the game a bit more, and Tariq has been a bit of a problem on that left-hand side. Plays it into Highgate, who has it back off him. On that left-hand side, Highgate trying to get bodies over. Highgate's got some decent footwork and hold-up play here. Eventually, the ball does end up whipping into the box, onto the head of the kid. Saved by Gabs. Now, Gaffer James is definitely happy with the reaction from the Goalacticos boys. Corner wasn't the greatest by Cams. Ball breaks to Mikey, who plays it into Tors, who sees the run of Louis, and he's got grass and space in front of him. It's going to take a quick player to get around him. But fair play to Mix, who's just as quick, does just enough, and concedes a corner.
But you know what, you got to take the rough with the smooth, man. Not everything's rose all the time.
Now, that was a bit of a soft foul given by the referee, and the Goalacticos boys can feel hard done by. You got the left-footed Justice standing over the ball, hits the wall, doesn't make nothing of it, and eventually Goalacticos clear their lines. So shouts out to another quality player in the league, Bones. Always a pleasure to see you, my bro. Now, one ball over the top from Dan Butler. Keeper doesn't know whether he's coming or going, and he could have been caught out here. Shot by Tors. Luckily enough, he gets back on his line. Now, there's a long throw whipped into the box. Nobody gives Dan Butler a shout, and I've seen those going. Now, Cam standing over the corner, whips one into the back post. Mix gets his head on it, and a better connection. He makes it 3-2. Now, throwing into the kid. Daniel doesn't get his clearance correct. Kid tries to whip one in, and I'm not too sure if it's a cross-come shot. Either way, it goes out for a goal kick. Now, this doesn't qualify as a now you see it, now you don't. Nonetheless, it's a lovely little flick that is by Tor to keep possession for Highgate and Hazelwell. Plays it back to pass, into Danny Butler, into Raja. He's keeping the ball recycled and ticking it over. I think Highgate are well known for this. Looking for options on that left-hand side with Mr. Consistent Hayden Seymour. Back into Raja, bit of you to me, me to you. Just trying to work an angle and work the space. Justice and Tors with a 1-2. Justice gets out of his foot, right foot shot, but that one goes well over the bar.
There are things you can't teach, you know, fam. There are things you can't teach, you know, I swear. You're right, though.
On that left-hand side, once again with the boy Justice. Plays it back into Raja, who tries to play one through to Mikey, but decent defending that is by Mix, and decent footwork this is by the young man Tariq. Ends up clearing his lines. Now, goalkeeper sends one into the sky, come down with snow on it. Danny Butler clears it. Pass with a decent touch into Raja. How about this for footwork? Lovely that is, lad. Plays it back onto that right-hand side. Breaks down in the end, but I had to keep that highlighting. And as we draw towards the end of the first half, Highgate and Hazelwell still applying that pressure to that Goalacticos back line. Louis Baller skips away from a couple of players. Mikey plays a decent one into Tory, cuts it back, manages to get his shot away, but that's decent defending, that is. From that corner, Justice giving a hand signal. You got number 5 Simon, that's peeled off to the back post. Decent connection on it, and it goes just over the bar. As that previous chance went beckoning for Louis, he's still being an outlet on that left-hand side. Slightly overplayed by Justice this time. Still manages to get his head up and whips one into Mikey. Defender does just enough to put him off, and on that note, referee blows up.
How Okay, you've got your legs there and that is. That's what legs called. Okay, it's alright. Yes. That's it. Okay, just keep it. Do that from that pass. Okay, then leave like that. Leave like that. Alright.
I think the only thing we're lacking out there, lads, is just a little bit more hunger and a little bit more desire. Yeah. Seems like we scored the 3 goals and then we kind of stopped playing. I think we can kind of tell that they haven't got a goalkeeper, a proper goalkeeper. He's running all over the place, but we're not really working him, are we? Huh? Yeah. So our combinations, our passing needs to be better. Louis, Tori, I need more from you, both of you. Yeah. I think we're going to change the shape back to our usual shape. Yeah. Go 3-5-2. And see if that helps us, because it seems like we were getting a little bit lost out wide. Yeah. So Dan, you drop it back into the back 3. Yeah. Fucking midfield 3, Roger, Louis, and Justice. Pass out wide. Just the same as it was, pretty much, isn't it? You know what I mean? But just change the shape slightly and see whether that helps us. Les, we've got a very strong bench today, and I'm going to be giving them all some minutes. So we need to step up in this second half, yeah. Otherwise, you're going to be coming off. 3-1 up. Don't think that the game's just totally won, because as we just saw, they've one fucking long ball and they've fucking scored. So we need to be aware of that, because that seems to be the only thing that they've got is a long ball. Yeah. He's there. He's there. I'm looking at shape. You know what it is? You know what it is? Their shape is perfect because they're staying high and central. Yeah. So if you see them there, give them the ball. Yeah. And then we can build from there. It's no point in us doing. Danny was saying we've got 25 passes, 23, 20 passes, 20 passes, 20 passes, and then we just a big hoop with the air. It don't make no sense. Better we get it into the forwards and then play from.
Trust me, he is quick, but you can't play that racing game with him, so you're gonna have to play around him.
11. Now with the halftime team talks done and dusted, let's get straight back into the action. Now with Highgate making a tweak to their formation and going back to their tried and tested 3-5-2 so they can get more outlet on the wings, Mikey plays it into Justice, who spreads one out to that left hand side. Retrieved by Hayden Seymour, takes it down nice and neatly, but one of the standout performers for Goalacticos in that first half, Cams, sticks a foot in. Now the options are run just ahead of them, just out of camera shot, so I do apologise. Ball played through to number 11, who's been subbed on for Goalacticos, but Daniel does his defensive duties and they start again.
Flip-flops and everything.
As Pass picks up the ball just in front of the camera, plays one down the line to Louis, but Mix, being the defensive general he is, does his duties and goes out for a corner. Now schoolboy error, 2-on-1 in that corner, ball into Justice, who gets his shot away. Mike gets a flick on it, and I've seen those go in.
Well. Oi, say that again, I missed it.
Now number 13 for Goalacticos plays it into the kid. Dan Butler goes and concedes a silly free kick. Now Cam's standing over the free kick, but as he whips it in, that Highgate flag goes up straight away. Now I give him enough praise, but Justice, Cam's got you here. Now you see it, now you don't. Decent footwork that is by Cams. Justice definitely ain't happy and goes chasing, and fair play, does his defensive duties. Now to identical position to where they had the free kick not too long ago. Cam standing over the ball, whips one into the box, it's uncontested, and that's easy for Gabs. Now that was smart play, that was by Tors. Just a little touch on the shoulder from Mix and he goes down. And from that free kick, yeah, well over the bar by Justice. Throwing on that far side with Danny Yo. I believe that's a loose touch there by Tariq. Ends up breaking to Mikey, who gets his shot away. That's saved by the keeper. I'm not too sure what it was about this part of the pitch, but Goalacticos did manage to get quite a few free kicks in the game in the same area. Now change of free kick taker, you got the kid standing over it. decent idea. Now if somebody runs across the keeper, they may have a tap-in. Now just in front of the camera, luckily enough that wasn't a clash of heads and the game plays on. In the middle of the park, I believe that's Tariq on the ball. Plays one out to Cams again, who has had decent feet and has been definitely one of the Goalacticos' better players in the game. Dan Butler gets a head on it. Again, Tariq plays one into the kid, gets his shot away, but that's easy for Gabs. Now apologies, there have been a couple of changes for either side in the second half. I just didn't note them at the time. Played down to one of those changes Sam fits, but it goes out for a throw-in. Now from that resulting throw-in, the ball does break on the edge of the box to Raja, who gets his knee over the ball and slaps it in the back of the onion bag.
Wherever you move, if you move it there now.
Makes it 4-1 to Highgate and Hazelwell, and Holgate's ran his race, just has to come off as a substitution. Now as we get back into the action, straight from kickoff, Kid sends one long over the back line, just out of camera shot. Tariq puts the pressure on, spilled by Gabs, and eventually it's cleared by Daniel. One thing I do like is a foot race between a centre half and a striker. Now from that corner, you got the boy Justice standing over it once again. Now he said he meant this. What do you guys reckon?
Oh, he said you meant that, Just. I didn't realise that.
Now by the looks of things, those Pele boots weren't working for Sam Fitz. He's clearly going to change it for a pair of white Nike ones. Plays one into Justice, who gets his shot away. Decent save by the keeper, and Mix once again there to clear the lines. Yo, the things you love to see when I get home and go through the footage. Yo, massive shout out to Shackwitz, man. Mr. Dalmayan. Say no more, little bro. Now as you get back into the game, things you don't like to see. Yeah, I don't know what the defender was thinking then. Yeah, absolute head loss for the left back. I'm not too sure why he didn't try to clear it with his right foot. Always susceptible to go when you try and clear it with your stronger foot. But as I say that, played into number 15 in the middle of the park once again, looking for options. Played on over the top, but again, Gabs is there to scoop it up.
Soon you got footed bad. You gotta use your dead leg, man. You gotta swing that right foot, bro. Trust me, Olga. You can't not. I think I'm gonna have to start it. I think I'm gonna have to start putting blue for the week out or something, yo. I'm gonna give me peer content, you know, I'm gonna have to start something.
Now, as I debate on the sidelines with the boys whether or not I should start something called Blueprint of the Week, Mr. Consistent Hayden Seymour on that left-hand side whips one into the box, but fair play to the keeper doing a job in goal, retrieves it, and he's all over it. Now, as we go back up the other end on that left-hand side with Zayn, trying to make amends for that own goal he scored not too long ago. Plays a decent little ball inside, though, of the two players. Now, on that left-hand side, whipped into the back post looking for the kid. Just overrun a little bit. Picked up by Tariq. You got lads screaming for the back post, whip one in. Kid whips one in, but nothing comes of it in the end. Now, number 12 for Highgate and Hazelwell, probably one of the only players I didn't know his name, in all fairness. Plays one down the line to Sam Fitz. Justice making a run towards the back post. Fitzy slides one through, just overplayed. Now, Cam's in possession of the ball once again. Goalacticos looking for options. Nobody's up the pitch, so obviously they've got to play it around the back line. Trying to recycle the ball, looking for options. Frank plays one into the midfield, but Mr. Consistent H is all over it. Justice spins on it, back of the onion bag. Goes and makes it 6-1 to Highgate and Hazelwell. Now, Justice just telling me that a man can flick the ball around him, but he flicks the ball around, man, and slaps it in the back of the onion bag as well. I gotta respect it. Now, literally a minute after slapping the ball in the back of the onion bag, Highgate and Hazelwell go and retrieve the ball back again. Mr. Consistent Hayden Seymour plays it down the right hand side to Louis, who plays one into Sam Fitz. Justice is free on the penalty spot again, spins his man inside out, 7-1.
I'm not even piss take, I'm short 7. What you say, man? A man can skill all they want, but...
Now, number 16 in possession of the ball, whips one in, but that's scooped up by Gabs. Now, as we introduce Jay Reels to the party.
I'll leave that one out.
As we enter the last few minutes of the game, got Goalacticos in possession. One of the standout players for Goalacticos, regardless of the scoreline. Cams tries to whip one up the pitch. Dan Butler does his defensive duties. Frank Hazel all over the back of this big midfielder. Free kick conceded. Now, Roger taking his long walk off, welcomes JD to the game, number 14. Back in possession of the ball. Lends it back to Louis. Looking for options. Justice pulls out of the 18-yard box on that left foot, gets his shot away. Just out of camera shot, the keeper does save it and parry it and eventually clears it. Now, I told you about the man on the left-hand side, Mr. Consistent Hayden Seymour. Sticks his foot in there. Always get a 7 or 8 out of 10 of him every single game. Type of player you want in your team. All banter aside, I'm glad to see this man back on the pitch after his long layoff. Naughty little no-look pass there, eventually waved offside.
Hey, JD, I seen it.
Now, Kid played out to this left-hand side to Cams, again, who has led the Goalacticos team. Sizes up Butler and sends him to the shot, loses his footing, eventually whips it in, but Gabs is all over it. Now, literally, we are in the last minute of the game. Justice still driving forward, plays out to that left-hand side, flag goes up, offside. Now, the game's going to end 7-1 to Highgate and Hazelwell. I'm Big Fazza, Sunday League Settings. Thanks for having me.
My bro,
What's that? Two assists.
Say no more. Unlucky, my bro. Unlucky.
3 points, that's all that matters.
Is that Ndombele? Easy.
Some say.
Ndombele in the middle.
Great finish from
Keeping
you.
it ticking.
Hey, don't run from the camera. Your highlights are going to
Hey,
put ads. There's going to be ads on YouTube longer than his highlights today.
Listen, if 2 games for them, man.
There's a saying in life, as soon as you try it, you're doing, yeah? You try it when you're thinking about it, you're doing, yeah? How many is that today, Mikes? Just the 3?
3 goals or 3 offsides?
Ah, I would say 3 under the bus. So you're saying then, Dan?
Got to know it, yeah. Pressure's back on, ballers.
Daniel, wait, Daniel, tell him.
Exactly. Like, see the young bucks. They're trying to
Trying to
talk
teach them, man. Tell them, Bill.
Doesn't
Tell
wanna
them.
listen. Doesn't want to listen, bro.
Oh, boys, great yourself, man.
That's what
What are you saying, lads? Goal difference is just fucking paired them. Man, what, lad?
Ask him if he enjoyed the game. If he did.
Oh, top goal scorer in the league. What are you telling me, man?
Mikey's coming in.
No pressure.
Mikey's coming in. He only scores against Galacticos.
The red train keeps marching on.
3 points, the most important thing, man.
And the goal difference as well.
The goal difference, yeah, but it's all the up, yeah, right, see up there. It's the games against the big teams, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
I'm
not
just
going
hoping
down
the
to
Beacon Ballers can draw, man. That'd be nice for us. We just keep on winning our games. We got to play Birmingham Elite yet, and we got to play Power. So Power, we just about beating the last game, so nothing's a given, mate.
One game at a time. That's it.
One game at a time, mate. One game at a time. Semi-final next week, VIP.
Yo, oi. Take some heart out of today's performance, man. Yeah, of course. I want to say, see the man that actually left in here now. All the best for the season. Results aside, yeah. The Galacticos train keeps marching on.
We still go. Like, I've got, you know what it is though, I'll just say one thing and that. I go home, I still look at the trophies that I have won. That's the motivation.
Right, yeah.
But next season, I actually go first.
Love that. Jay, love my brother, catch up Bill. Absolute pleasure, lad. Nice one. See you later, fella. Come on, Mr. Consistent. Love my bros. Oi, what you say?
That's the weekend.
Love. My Jenna. These now. And just like that, we out.
Now as we go around the ground, as there was only one other game on this week,
Look how slowly everyone moves.
As you had the matador skill, I see this. But then he was in a pitched battle, man. That doesn't work.
now with no games in the championship this week, obviously everything stays the same, but that win for Highgate and Hazelwell takes them top of the Premier Division. Everything to play for in the last few weeks of the season. Now respect people, myself, Big Fazza, on behalf of Sunday League Settings, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bless up.